Hey there, everybody. I'm CCP Dolan here with CCP Fozzie. Joining me in the booth for our fifth match of the day, first day of Alliance
my first.
tournament.
I'm very excited.
We have Goonswarm Federation in red versus Sleeper Socials Club in blue. Why don't you tell us a little bit about these setups?
This is a really interesting drone setup from Sleeper Social Club. We've got an Aneros, 3 Navy Vexers, 3 Ishtars, 2 Ishkars, Algos, and 2 Tristans. That's a ton of drones, including from the frigs. And they've come in at decent range. They're going to be probably kiting with that. And Goonswarm brought Hyperions and Geddon.
Bringing him in close. Now, you'll notice here a lowly Tristan of Elwood Gnome for Sleeper Social Club accidentally warped to the wrong battle arena. His mistake. The punishment for that is he's brought into the arena at 0.
Right in the shadow of the battleships.
He's a very nervous Tristan right now.
And
and
now
the match has
start,
begun.
And Elwood is running away as fast as he can, as he should. So you'll see that the Guardian for Goonswarm actually warped in at very long range, which actually makes him fairly vulnerable, but Goons are doing the right thing and moving their frigs back to defend him. So that's a very smart move on their part. Tons and tons of drones dropped. We've got a bunch of guards and bouncers, and interesting to see the mix of guards and bouncers. And hobgoblins from the small ships, and they're going to be swarming after the Goon team very fast.
And there we see Warwick Kinney, the captain of the Goonswarm Federation team, and his Geddon motoring about. I actually kind of like, now that I think about it, the warp in here from Goonswarm Federation, bringing in their battleships in close, their logistics as far back as possible, and then putting their support in the middle to be able to respond effectively to either threat.
If they came in at a tighter angle from the other team, it could have been a problem, but with this angle, it worked out pretty well because they had plenty of time to get back there. But we're seeing a lot of spreading out from the Sleeper Social Club team, which is exactly what you want to do in this case. What they're doing is they're getting as far away from each other as possible with all the drones in one place. The drones can do the damage, and meanwhile, chasing down each of these ships is going to take forever because you have to go from one to the other in huge
And they
distances.
are not skimping on that damage, slamming on Warwick Kinney's Armageddon, taking out what they maybe potentially believe to the FC, and also a very powerful ship off the field.
Yes, that Geddon is going to be a big danger to them, and yes, because he's the captain, probably going to be a good chance to be their FC. With the newts that Geddon can field, if they get any of their ships in close to him, he can disable them very well, but once he's gone, then these Hyperions are not going to be very effective against this setup.
He's actually taking significantly less damage right now, potentially pulling range, as he tries to get out of those slammed down sentries. And he's catching reps. It really just depends on whether they can keep applying the damage for long enough as he tries to get out of this sort of threat zone. It looks like they switch damage to the Hyperion of Brugimir, but it's obvious right now that Sleeper Social Club is in a commanding position.
Yes, I mean, just the fact that they're so spread out, it's very, very hard for the Goons to apply any damage here. Right now, they're applying damage to the frigs that are tackling them, but that's exactly what Sleeper Social Club wants. Unless they can get on top of the Aneros or one of these cruisers, they're not going to be able to actually reduce the damage.
And that's the thing. So the story that our wonderful defense, attack, and control bars don't really tell is the mobility story. This Sleeper Social Club is so much faster. They can apply their damage so much better because they're functionally immune to many, many types of E-War.
Yes.
With their reliance on drone damage. I'd like to see if potentially any of these hypes or Geddons has fit a smart bomb and could potentially get into that drone cloud and start pounding on it, but they may be signing their death sentence by driving right into that drone
into
cloud.
A bunch of guards. That could be pretty dangerous. At the moment, they're keeping their range. They're trying to chase down some of these ships, but not doing it very effectively. They have killed a Tristan. That's not going to be a big loss, though. The real thing is going to be if Sleeper Social Club can take down one of these battleships.
Yeah, it's potentially bad if they don't kill anything from Goonswarm Federation, but hopefully, they've got 7 minutes to do it. They should be able to kill something realistically here, unless Black Sabbath and the Guardian is some sort of logistics pilot that signed a pact with a demon to be able to just overheat infinitely or whatever.
He is
the Geddon very in the sliveriest slivers of armor right now. Even a little bit more of damage applied to him.
Oh, there you go into structure now.
Yeah.
He's going to be dropping before too long, and with him gone, that's going to reduce a lot of the damage. The Geddon's going to be dropping drones as well and applying a bunch of damage at long ranges, and losing him is going to really, really hurt.
And this is sort of a death sentence at this point because this is not snap damage that the logistics pilot has not been able to respond to.
He just can't keep up.
They've just been powering through his reps for 4 minutes. Like he just can't handle it. And as this Geddon dies, Sleeper Social Club can just pick up their toys and go home. Like they just can kite around this team, and they only have to just knock off these Incursus and Tristan and Iskers and this sort of small support stuff as it comes in.
Yeah, I expect they're going to keep trying to apply damage. It'll be interesting to see once they do switch to a Hyperion, if the Hyperions have a local tank to go along with the Aneros. It might allow them to tank the team indefinitely, but yeah, it's going to be pretty tough. We do have damps currently applied now to the Sleeper Social Club Aneros. Those weren't there a moment ago, and that's going to make it a bit harder for him to get the reps applied, but Warakini's down.
They have finally knocked Warakini off the field, 17 points to add to the Incursus that they killed of Rich Nakuni. And we already see 13 Fish, another Tristan, dropping here as reps being rage applied to both Hyperions, trying to do as much as they can to mitigate any damage coming in. But I feel like Sleeper Social Club has sealed the deal here with that Armageddon kill.
I think they really sealed the deal when they warped onto the field with these setups. Like when you come up, like the Hyperion setup with the Armageddon, this is a pretty decent team against, say, a Mimitar Rush, something that's going to be coming in and brawling. It's going to be vulnerable to the cap warfare. A blaster team, for instance, like the Navy Brutixes that we just saw from Ronin in the last match, that might have trouble against the Hyperion. But this drone kiting team is just perfect against a heavy battleship team like this, a short-range battleship team at that.
Yeah, I really like these sorts of teams from Sleeper Social Club. The sort of setup du jour of last year was the big battleship-heavy teams, but it leaves you so vulnerable. You lose a single battleship, your setup is crippled at that point. If you haven't done significant damage when you lose your first battleship, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and Brugmeyer is actually going down fairly quickly. He's going down faster than Warakini did, which means that if he does have any local tank, it's definitely not enough. I'm not seeing... Oh, there you go. I saw a rep going. But it's definitely not going to be enough. Or, well, he's repping back a bit. It's just, like, at this point, though, time is not on Goon's side. What they need to do, at this point, the only chance Goons have is if you see a web icon appear right there beside the Aneros or the Ishtars or Vexor Navy issues. If that happens, then they might be able to pull this off and turn it around, but I doubt it will, because that would mean a huge, huge, huge mess up for the Sleeper Social Club team.
A huge mess up, and also catching one of the Ishtars or one of the Vexor Navy issues is not going to do it for them.
No, it won't. Yeah, they have to then go all the way across the field again. Basically,
it has to be like
it
has to be something like, oh no, my friend is caught. Allow me to hit approach and go assist him. But I don't think that's going to happen. Really good spread from Sleeper Social Club. Potentially, they showed really strong teamwork. Potentially anomaly-style wormhole teamwork. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the secret training ground. We have Sleeper Social Club, a wormhole alliance. We have actually a lot of wormhole alliances in this
ton of wormhole alliances. This is easily more, like way more than we've ever had before. And this is a really good showing from them from Sleeper Social Club. If all the rest of them perform this well, then they're going to be real contenders.
The wormhole alliance of my heart, though, of Sound Mind with Alieris, the CSM.
Well, that's a Providence 0-0 alliance.
Oh, I'm completely retarded. How am I blanking so
Of Sound Mind is Provi guys, and they had a really creative setup, which was cool, but didn't really do the trick. Sleeper Social Club, an experienced wormhole PvP group, and they are currently dunking all over Goonswarm Federation.
Well, they took them on a trip to Dunkin' Donuts. By the way, just so you know, this isn't pre-recorded. This is all live. You can check out these matches using our brand new Crest API and go to community.eveonline.com and hit community and tournaments and check out all the schedules, all the brackets.
Our bracket updates in real time. Players are able to make their own tools and websites. There's one that's having some issues with its domain right now that's really cool otherwise, though, when it works, at null-sec.com. So we're really excited to see what players do with the tools that we're providing to allow them to make things like this. You could take this information and put it into like an Android app, for instance, if you wanted to. I don't know if anyone has yet, but it's very possible.
Perhaps they will set up an iPad app so that I can secretly just beat down.
So like you can actually look at what's happening in the match from that and not care about the screen.
Yeah.
If any one of you guys can make a app that takes the Crest API data and then tells Michael or tells TCP Dolan here how to commentate, then I think he'd really appreciate it.
I don't think that can be done. I think that computers don't have that kind of advanced programming yet. That's really unfixable.
We're seeing here, one of the Hyperions already down. Luco is going down right behind him. Just the Damnation left for Goonswarm. Who knows if he's going to die in 1.5 minutes. Damnations do have a big tank, but this is clearly a very, very strong win for Sleeper Social Club. Only losing one Tristan. They're moving on in really real impressive style. However, they are going to have a ridiculous match tomorrow because they're going to be up against the winner of our next match, which is verge of collapse and outbreak. So, however, this is a good, strong showing. So they could give them a run for their money. We'll see.
Yep. It's going to be a really great match next. Verge of Collapse and Outbreak. Verge of Collapse, of course, the winners of Alliance Tournament 10,
Mm-hmm.
and Outbreak, the second place winners of Alliance Tournament 9. So, and a team with a really strong tournament history, and just sort of generally all-around good team.
Yeah, and Verge of Collapse, another example of a Wormhole alliance in the tournament. They're one that were in the last tournament as well, and did a great job there, obviously. First place.
If Verge of Collapse do as well in every tournament as they do on TQ, in their recent dunking of...
yes, what is that, 250 billion-isk worth of caps?
Well, 250 billion-isk worth of caps, and then also several more billion-isk worth of super caps.
Yes,
few
they
more
also
weeks
got the
ago.
Revenant. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
they've been on a tear. So
They've just been doing pretty well. You can't really ask for more. Just pop out of your wormhole,
Yeah.
kill a couple, like half a trillion, a little bit more than that.
Pop
no
into
big deal.
a friend's wormhole or a wormhole a friend is assaulting, kill 200 billion-isk worth of caps,
Yeah,
go
you
to the
know.
Alliance tournament to defend your title. You got to feel pretty good if you're
It's
Verge
a
of Collapse
good,
right now.
it's a strong month
Yeah.
for Verge of Collapse. As we wrap this up, Goonswarm Federation, I think they've just left the damnation on the field while they loot everything else. I don't know. They're just slowly
just
pounding
killing
through
it's just so
yeah,
slow.
yeah,
I mean,
it's a damnation.
but the time has run out, so they're going to be teleported away very soon, and we'll be taking a quick break and then coming back for our next match. Two potential big heavyweights in this tournament, Verge of Collapse and Outbreak.
Alrighty, see you in a few minutes.